Good evening. I'd like to call the village board meeting for the Village of Cary for Tuesday, May 4th, 2021 to order. Before roll call, let the record reflect, we do have a physical quorum here. I do not see Trustee Krause. So we have one remote. Trustee Krause is remote. So we have a quorum, physical quorum here. Roll call, please, Courtney.
Krause?
Here.
Betts?
Here.
Collier?
Here.
Cavelli?
Here.
McAlpine?
Here.
Weinhammer?
Here.
Thank you. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? After the pledge, if you could please remain standing for a moment of silence for Village President Bob Nunemaker, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Just a brief word about President Nunemaker. He was a friend to the Village of Cary, very active, as you know, in our community. With a lot of the things that we do, we're known as Cary Grove. So we do a lot with the Village of Fox River Grove. I had the pleasure of serving with him as an executive board member through McHenry County Council of Governments. This came upon us very quickly. He resigned just a couple months before his official term ended. He ended up having a very quick bout with something that took his life. I talked to him a couple weeks ago, but a couple weeks before he passed away, he seemed in very good spirits. He said he was going to be able to kick this. This was something that came on very much out of the blue. So we want to hold him in our respect and his family in our daily prayers. It came upon them so quickly that they really couldn't get their hands around it as well. So we're friends to the Village of Fox River Grove, and we will be there for them too. Their new village president, Mark McLaughlin, is a really good man. I've met him already, and he's eager to get going. So we wish the Village of Fox River Grove all the best. Now we'll move to the open forum where we're able to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. We've had nobody sign in. Is there anybody here who would like to address the village board? None said. We'll go ahead and close the open forum. Moving to my mayor's report. A couple things before we get going. I just want to give recognition to Brian Simmons and his team, Sue Green and Nicole, with regards to setting up the open house that we had on Saturday with the downtown open house. Thank you to trustees McAlpine and Collier for showing up and being part of it. It was very well received. It was a great opportunity to see what's going to be happening or what could possibly be happening with the input of the community. So thank you very much to Brian and his staff and our consultants for putting that together. I was supposed to have an employee recognition. Eric Hill from the Public Works has been with us for a year. He is unable to attend tonight, so we will catch up with him at another time. Now moving to the main events of the evening. If I could have Trustee Betts meet me up front here, that would be great. You always have mixed. Do you mind if I put my hand? No, sorry. I'll stand 6 feet away. With great, mixed emotions when you have a changing of the guard, so to speak, and changing the board. We go through a lot together, and there's a lot of things that we learn from each other and take things. Chris has been a pleasure to work with. She came on very eager and willing to jump into where she was needed. She participated in the majority of the things that we did, and she brought a great perspective regarding things. And she was a little timid at first, but I think as she got her stability with her feet and learning what goes on, because it's a lot that goes on that people don't typically know about. A lot goes on behind the scenes that we get. So she was always one that would reach out and ask questions and help and understand. She utilized Jake, which is it's a huge thing to do that when we have a trustee. It reaffirms the value of our staff when we have a trustee that reaches out to the head honcho here to make sure that she's always informed and being able to make the right decision for the village. So you will be missed. Thank you for your service. We have a wonderful parting gift for you. It just says, presented to Christine Betts in recognition of your service and dedication to the Village of Cary 2017 through 2021. Thank you, Courtney. No speech? She did give one last week.
I did get one last time. I would like to say the past 4 years, like Mark said, I was very timid and didn't know really what I was getting myself into. But I had a great experience, and it is a very bittersweet moment right now to leave this position. So thank you.
Storage box. And for all those people out here, including Trustee Kraus on Zoom, we have another. This one's a little, presented to Jeffrey Kraus in recognition of your service and dedication to the Village of Cary from 2011 through 2021. This is a huge accomplishment, and we thank him for his service to the Village of Cary. He comes from a long line of family members who have served tirelessly with the village, including his grandfather and his father, who were both former mayors. So we wish him the best. I wish he was here with us today, but he's attending the meeting via Zoom. But it's important to recognize what happens in this building. One of the great things about Trustee Kraus was the fact that he brought a historical perspective to things. You know, he's been around the block a few times, so to speak. You know, I think I've been here a long time. I've been in the Village of Cary since 1992, and I think I know what's going on. You know, but you can just Jeff Kraus is here, and he'd be able to fill you in about, well, this is what happened, and this is what was here, and that, like, it makes a difference. He will be missed in that regard. So, Jeff, we'll make sure that we get this to you as soon as possible.
The opportunity to serve as village trustee, and I considered it an honor and a privilege, and thank you for the recognition.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
And now, well, I was voted in for a third term here, so you got me for another 4 years. Pardon me?
I voted for you.
Thank you. I heard it was a landslide. Right? We do not have a village clerk, and typically the village clerk signs me or swears me in. But in talking with our council and things that he said that I could have somebody else swear me in. My eldest son. Do I do jumping jacks or something? Okay.
I, Mark Kounick,
I, Mark Kounick,
having been elected to the office of mayor
having been elected to the office of mayor
in the village of Cary,
in the Village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry, aforesaid,
in the county of McHenry, aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of mayor to the best of my ability.
of the office of mayor to the best of my ability. Wow, didn't see that coming. Usually a tough guy, right? Right, Shannon? Where's she? Actually, you should have came up here.
Later.
We'll do it later, okay. Now in alphabetical order, we have the changing the guard officially. We have Rick Dudek, please. Would you join me? Would you bring your family up too? And anybody else you'd like to have support you? Sure. Here we go again.
Yeah.
I, Rick Dudek,
I, Rick Dudek,
having been elected
having been elected
to the office of village trustee in the village of Cary,
to the office of village trustee in the village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations and welcome back. You could sign both of these, please. And within the folders, we're giving the official McHenry County certificate of election that verifies that they truly were.
That's certified?
That's certified.
No turning back now?
No. Let's get this. Stays with you. This stays with you. And your beautiful new name tag and your trusty brand new pin.
I never got one of those before.
I can't say that ever again. There you go. Welcome to the village of Cary.
Thank you very much. I do have just like 3 or 4 sentences. First up, I want to say, thank you to the community. I really never thought I was going to run again. 10 years is a long time, as Trustee Kraus suggested. That's a lot of work, a lot of time commitment. And as I said to Patrick Corey, after the first couple of ZPA meetings, that's what sort of started it all over again. I realized I still had an interest in serving the public of the village of Cary. So, Patrick, I have a lot to owe you for your mentorship in the ZPA. Mark, certainly our time together in the past. And to everybody that's on the board here now, I look forward to working with all of you. I know pretty much everybody. Jennifer from walking in the neighborhood. Kim, I won't even go into. She's already chiding me about the corner seat. So, again, thank you.
I left
for
it
everything.
unchanged.
Thank you for everything, and I really look forward to it. Thank you. This is my wife, Jeanette. Ed, and where's Ronnie at? Ronnie's in the back. Check. They're old-time friends since the time we moved it together. So I look forward to it. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Rick. You can take your seat at the
Can
desk.
you get a picture?
I guess we're
Recording you later.
That's my picture up there.
Mr. Walrath. Did you want to hear your family join?
No.
Oh, that's right, okay.
I can come up there.
I, Rick Walrath,
I, Rick Waller,
have been elected
having been elected
to the office of village trustee
to the office of village trustee
in the village of Cary,
in the village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is for you, and your name tag, and your village pin.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Good. You can take your seat up at the desk. Jennifer Weinham. You ready for 4 more years? Do you want to raise your right hand, please? Absolutely. I, Jennifer Weinhammer,
I, Jennifer Whitehead,
having been elected
having been elected
to the office of village trustee
to the office of Village of Trustee
in the village of Cary,
in the Village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will solemnly support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Two to sign, two. And you've gotten your pen, right?
I do have one, thank you.
You can give it back.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And now that we move on to our ZPA chairman, Patrick Corey, would you join me up front, please? I, Patrick Corey,
I, Patrick Corey,
having been elected to the office of chairman of, having been elected to the office,
having been elected to the office
chairman of the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals
to the Board of Chairman, Zoning, Planning, and Appeals
in the village of Cary,
in the village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge
of the office of chairman
of the office of Chairman
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Did you get a pin?
He's got one.
Just one minute.
Just, and then we should hear.
We should sell those pins.
Yeah, you should.
You know what? Everybody wants one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
And I just remembered I forgot to do something. Oops.
It's all good.
I forgot the motion.
Yeah, we'll step back. It's okay.
I can do it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mark, can I just say something right before we get to trustee report? Or-
Sure. I forgot to do something for
That's okay,
Patrick.
go
So let me get caught up with that. I apologize. I will entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Patrick Corey as chairman to the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals with a 5-year term beginning May 4th, 2021, expiring
moved.
April 30th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Courtney, please.
Oh, she's probably running upstairs.
Is she running upstairs? Courtney, are you with us?
Yes, sorry about that.
That's all right. I need a roll call for the motion about the appointment of Patrick Corey, please.
Walrath,
Here.
Yes.
Yes.
Duda,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Thank you. Now I'm caught up.
Yep.
Too many things to do. Moving on to trustees' reports. Trustee Weinhammer, you had something to say?
It's not a report. I just, seeing Chris here and coming to meet up with Jeff over the last 4 years. Chris, I just wanted to say thank you for your service. I know as I had gotten to meet you over the 4 years, I really came to respect you and to really enjoy being with you. And I just wanted to say thank you for your service. And then for Trustee Kraus, I almost feel emotional, but he became such a dear friend to me, and I know that we will be very dear friends moving forward, and hopefully we will see him run again at the next election. That's what I'm hoping for. And I just wanted to thank them both for their service.
Thank you. And Trustee McAlpine?
Sure. The mayor had asked me to do a quick report that over the weekend, I'm involved with the Miss Cary Grove Business Scholarship Pageant, and we have 20 wonderful young ladies vying for scholarships this year. And what we wound up doing is we wanted to do a community give back. So we all came downtown here at 7:15 a.m., put on some vests, and spent almost 2 hours cleaning up. We did downtown, and then we went on to 3 Oaks Road and did between the high school and the grade school, both sides, all the way down the way, just cleaning up. And wanted to thank the village for the opportunity to let us do that service project, but also to these young ladies that were willing to give back to their community. And if anyone is curious, the pageant will be next Thursday at the Holiday Inn. If anyone would like to come join us and see these lovely young ladies who have been working on this with this program for about 2 months and various activities and stuff, and that's the culmination of it.
Can I just piggyback on one thing that was mentioned to me by you and Lisa Raup and some of the girls that we talked to about the general cleanliness of our town?
Yes, I will say that they were very, they couldn't believe how clean overall it was. The only thing that they did have a little bit of a concern with is how many cigarette butts were all over the place. That was the biggest thing to clean up. But some of them did come down to the open house also, which was wonderful to have young people's input, because they are the future of what we're looking to do, what we want to build from a sustainability standpoint and keeping people in our community. So it was very nice that we had about 5 or 6 of them come down as well and give input.
Thank you. Any other trustees to add on to anything? Thank you. Moving on, I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items number 1 through 15 as shown on the village's website and is displayed on the video monitor during the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
McAlpine?
Yes.
Duda?
Yes.
Collier?
Yes.
Weinhammer?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Cavelli?
Yes.
Thank you. We have one thing on our items for separate action. I will entertain a motion to approve a resolution accepting Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning Algonquin-Cary Sub-Area Plan.
So moved. Second.
Brian Simmons, you taking this?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Village Board, presented for your consideration this evening is the review and approval of the Algonquin-Cary Sub-Area Plan. The plan is intended to provide a land use vision for the future of the Route 31 corridor and the surrounding property area. In 2018, the villages of Algonquin and Cary submitted a joint application to the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning, seeking technical assistance in the creation of the plan. With the eventual cessation of mining operations in the area, the desire was to create a plan which identified best uses for the corridor, which would include recreation, natural resource protection, economic development, and transportation system improvements. The plan builds on past planning efforts in both the village of Cary and Algonquin, including the village's Cary's 2015 comprehensive plan. To help guide the development of the plan, the communities formed a steering committee that was comprised of members of each community that met at various stages throughout the project to review documents and also provide feedback to the consultant team. In addition, multiple open houses and workshops were held to garner public input on the plan and help draft the vision. The plan was near completion at this time last year. However, due to the pandemic, the final drafting and public review was delayed until earlier this year. We're happy to present the final plan to you this evening, which is hope that its recommendations will help guide future development and investment within the Route 31 corridor. A representative from CMET, Dustin Cagliari, is participating in the meeting this evening, who will provide a more detailed overview of the plan and its recommendations. The Village of Algonquin, just for information, recently adopted the plan during their village board meeting on April 20th, and staff is recommending the Village of Cary approve the resolution this evening to do the same. At this point, I'll turn the presentation over to Mr. Cagliari, and at the end of his presentation, both he and I will be available to answer any questions you may have. So with that, I'll hand over to Dustin if you want to take the reins and present the plan.
Sounds good. Thanks for the introduction, Brian. So I am going to share my screen now. Okay. So good evening, Mayor and trustees. As Brian said, I'm Dustin Cagliari with Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. And tonight I'm here to give you an overview presentation and answer any questions on the Algonquin-Cary sub-area plan. Just a quick kind of what we're going to walk through. I'm going to give a kind of an overview of the project, walk through some of the plan themes and design principles that were developed, a few of the plan recommendations, not all of them, and then the next steps from here. As Brian was kind of saying in his intro, CMAP's Local Technical Assistance Program has initiated more than 200 local projects with local governments, nonprofits, and intergovernmental organizations to address local issues at the intersection of transportation, land use, and housing, including the natural environment, economic growth, and community development. In 2017, the villages of Algonquin and Cary applied to the program to plan together for the future of Route 31 corridor as some mining activities began to cease. So this plan is the result of that work. So the planning area is focused on 3 mining areas on either side of Clawson Road and to the west of Route 31. It includes Fox Bluff Conservation Area and Hoffman Park, as well as downtown Algonquin and adjacent residential neighborhoods, including some that are unincorporated. So we kicked off the project in 2018, and as Brian was saying, we were near completion early last year, and then the pandemic hit. You may recall we had an open house scheduled for March of 2020 to present the draft plan, which was put on hold and eventually redesigned as an interactive virtual open house engagement site where we solicited feedback from the public in February of this year. So we've since incorporated this feedback into a revised draft plan, which is the version that was included in the packets. So the development of the plan seeks to achieve several goals. First, to develop a shared vision for the area amongst the communities, which allowed both villages to initiate public engagement to hear what residents and stakeholders wanted to see in the future, including neighboring residents who could be impacted by future decisions. The plan also serves as a roadmap, informed by public input, to share with the private development community as development interest grows in the area. It allows the villages to explore the market potential of this area to guide fiscally responsible development decisions. In addition to economic development, the plan outlines strategies for the villages and stakeholders to pursue to maximize the recreational potential and environmental protection of this unique area. It identifies planned pedestrian and bicycle improvements to develop a strong network with links to Algonquin and Cary's downtown areas. And finally, it helps to coordinate the many planning efforts across the villages and other entities, which again, Brian alluded to, including the Downtown Algonquin Plan, the Village of Cary Comprehensive Plan, the Downtown Plan that's being worked on, the other plans developed by the Cary Park District, McHenry County Conservation District, Fox Bluff, McHenry County, and the Fox River Corridor plans for both communities. So over the course of that timeline, we carried out a variety of public engagement activities to learn about the concerns and future vision of nearby residents and the public. Much of this participation came through an online survey, which we conducted in spring of 2019. We also held 3 public events, 2 in person, and the last one being the virtual open house, and also solicited input at different community events. And finally, we held interviews with identified key stakeholders. So there were a number of common themes that formed throughout the community engagement process. There's a strong desire to create public access to the large lakes. Several people viewed the sites as a, quote, blank canvas to create a unique destination and space for the community to promote economic development and unity between the 2 villages. We heard similar ideas for development and amenities, including outdoor recreation, event space, natural resources protection, and context-sensitive commercial and residential development that take advantage of the lakes and reduce negative impacts to surrounding neighborhoods. And we also heard a desire for safe connections to existing trails and expanding the trail network. Based on what we heard from these engagement activities, we were able to develop a community-driven vision looking out to 2035. The plan envisions that the area will be a unique destination, bringing the communities together and enhancing the surrounding neighborhoods, that it will connect to different community assets and places through a comprehensive transportation network, that it will create vibrant and serene places. And finally, that new improvements will continue to improve connections to the surrounding community and maintain a delicate balance of land uses. To achieve this vision, the plan puts forth 8 design principles to guide future restoration, development, and infrastructure decisions. These principles are woven into the plan recommendations. They are to set aside space for recreation, provide public access to the lakes, and create a continuous trail system. Coordinate transportation improvements to ensure the area is accessible for people of all ages and abilities. Integrate a mix of services, amenities, and transportation options into new development, and expand housing choice to meet changing needs. Incorporate conservation design, stormwater practices, restoration, and environmental education into future development plans, and protect the water quality of the lakes. Develop businesses, event spaces, and housing that take advantage of the lakes and still provide public access to the water. Offer existing neighborhoods by using open space, trees, and plants. Display the history of the mining operations in future development, and to consider the short-term construction and long-term maintenance costs associated with new infrastructure. So the plan recommendations are organized into these 3 chapters, which include future land uses and development opportunities over the short, medium, and long term. Planned open space and green infrastructure network to protect sensitive natural resources, and transportation and infrastructure improvements to provide service to this area. In the interest of time, I'm just going to touch on a few key recommendations from each. So first, the plan recommends establishing an advisory committee to continue this collaboration. Coordination between the villages, landowners, and other jurisdictions is a key ingredient to achieve the plan's vision. The existing project steering committee, which I know we have representatives here in the room today, included representatives from these entities that you see on the screen. This could become a long-term advisory committee, along with other key stakeholders in the area that should be involved. The plan recommends several ways to facilitate the type of development called for in the design principles, including encouraging conservation and cluster development, a mix of housing types, shared parking, trail connections to surrounding neighborhoods, and stormwater management integrated into the site design. Throughout the planning process, we heard a lot of support for Cary Lake at Rotary Park and collected a variety of ideas on future amenities. The plan provides a few strategies for the village to sustain and enhance this asset. First is to explore partnerships with IDNR to manage fish populations in the lake, as well as take steps the village can take to guard against aquatic invaders like the zebra mussels. Other strategies are focused on maintaining and planning for future improvements, to engage current park users, reduce environmental impacts, encourage park-related businesses, and sustain maintenance and management over the long term. New development will require improved access off of Route 31. So the plan recommends strategies to ensure access and safety for all nodes and abilities by limiting the access points, providing safe crossings, and coordinating with the potential PACE bus route along Route 31. The plan also recommends providing safe access across Clausen Road, seen in the photo on the right of the slide, to connect the activity in what we call the plan subareas 1 and 2. The plan also merges planned trail and path networks across the planning area to identify key improvements and areas for coordination. One of the improvements we heard a lot about, which is being highlighted here on the screen, is to connect to the Prairie Trail. We know this would be a challenging project, so the plan outlines strategies for exploring this connection over the long term, including improvements along Clausen Road and at the Route 31 intersection, as well as coordinating access with the McHenry County Conservation District and future restoration of Subarea 3. And lastly, but potentially most importantly, the plan makes several recommendations to pursue coordinated and responsible growth focused on 3 areas. The first presents strategies and options for the village to establish when and how to use economic development incentives for this area. The market analysis found that even the most market-friendly development opportunities, like residential, will likely require the use of financial incentives. So establishing clear goals will help the village assess development proposals and achieve the type of development the community wants to see. Establishment of goals along with project evaluation should happen hand in hand with the village of Algonquin and other stakeholders. So development across the sub-area complements each other rather than competing. Related to this, of course, is the continued use of fiscal impact assessment to determine whether the benefits of the proposal outweigh the costs associated with economic incentives and the necessary site improvements. And speaking of which, finally, some of the most significant site improvements include providing water and sewer service to this area. The plan outlines several strategies that both villages can use to coordinate these improvements, such as opportunities to share services and infrastructure, encouraging water conservation in new development, and assessing different options to phase in service to the sites based on the potential development timeline. So that concludes a brief overview of the plan and some of its recommendations. Our next steps are to get your feedback tonight, and then after we get adoption, we'll then be reaching back out to Brian here in Cary as our partner Algonquin to try to start talking implementation and next steps there. So, with that, I am happy to thank you for your time this evening and happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Dustin and Brian. Does Village Board have any questions for Dustin or Brian?
I don't have any questions. I can make a comment.
Sure.
I just appreciate all the hard work and effort that went into this. As long as people, to me, the best thing about these type of initiatives is that you have different communities, different people from all different types of areas, like from McHenry County Conservation, from Algonquin, from all over the place, working together with a common vision. And I think what that can do is it's going to have a little bit of a roadmap when people do want to come and invest in our community. They can see that we took the time out, we came up with a plan. Again, it doesn't mean anything's set in stone, but it's a nice starting point, and I appreciate all the work that went into it, so thank you.
Thank you. Again, this is a great opportunity for us to put our heads together. I mean, just through the whole process, you can see how things kind of morphed into where it is right now. Never in a million years did I think that quarter would be more of a mixed use with residential. I think it's a great concept, incorporating the recreational aspect with commercial, residential in that area is a great way for us to really kind of step up and decide the direction that we want to take the village. So thank you to Dustin and your team and Brian for overseeing this. Anybody has any other comments about it? We can entertain those now.
Mayor, I just add quickly here, Brian did a great job in managing this process. As was mentioned here earlier, it was kind of thrown off the rails with the pandemic, had to pick up the pieces and get going again. So certainly appreciate Director Simmons' work on this. And then to our partners over at Algonquin, this was obviously a very collaborative project, and being able to come together and plan outside our borders and for them to be able to plan outside of their borders, I think that will only help both communities. So thank you.
Agreed. Courtney, roll call, please.
Savelli,
Yes.
McElhine,
Yes.
Duda,
Yes.
Walrus,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Thank you. Getting used to the new sound of these things and waiting for everybody to get called on. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Administrator's report. Jake?
Mayor, I didn't have anything. I just wanted to say welcome Trustee Dudek and Trustee Walrath. Welcome back, Trustee Weinhammer, and good to see you again.
Be careful what you ask for. Nicely said. Thank you, sir. Department heads, Chief Finland.
Just two things. One is we had our drug take back on April 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. During the event, that 4 hours, we collected 6 to 8 pounds of unwanted prescription medication, and in the preceding 6 months, we collected another 104.2 pounds, so that we took 172.2 pounds to the DEA drug destruction or collection point, where they'll take it and destroy that unwanted prescription medication. So that's pretty typical in regards to our collection, and we have that collection box in our lobby that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's used pretty often. We have a couple of people come there most days to drop off something that's unwanted. The second thing, and it got away from me, and I apologize for this, but May 15th is Peace Officer Memorial Day. So the week of May 9th to 15th is Police Week. And it's just a reminder that that is out there. It's generally, we have a proclamation, and it got away from me, and I forgot to remind someone to do that.
I could do one behind the scenes for you. How's that? Okay. Thank you. Director Morimoto?
Thank you, Mayor Connick. Just a few items for the Village Board for Public Works. First, a reminder that the 2021 spring curbside brush collection is going to be starting next week for the neighborhoods north of Route 14. So beginning Monday, May 10th, please have your brush that you would like picked up on the curb ready for retrieval. And then this week currently is the collection ongoing for the area south of Route 14. Also, May 10th, the week of May 10th, we'll begin our annual first half of our spring hydrant flushing program. So just be on the lookout for our staff and crew out on the right of way, helping to maintain our water system. And then lastly, our 2021 road resurfacing program is underway. You may have seen some activity about town with the concrete work and removals and replacements underway right now. And we will be starting some of the more in-depth work for the portions of downtown over on Spring Street, High Road, and Jandis Road. So in the meantime, meantime, while that construction is going on, there will be a slight interruption for our alfresco alley outdoor seating. So we appreciate your patience as we work to improve the roadways and sidewalks in the downtown neighborhood. And once that is done, hopefully weather permitting by June, we'll restore all the seating in the downtown right away for alfresco alley. Thank you, and I can entertain any questions.
You want to give any update on the new facility? Eric?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, any update on the new facility?
Oh, yes, certainly. That project is progressing very well. Our construction manager, Frederick Quinn Corporation, has done a great job of managing our materials and contractors and has a project on schedule for our fall substantial completion. So if you go by the site, you'll see significant progress on the exterior of the facility. The masonry and the walls are nearly complete. The building is under full roof, and we are expected to kind of hit the ground running with the interior build out within the next few months.
Thank you. Trustees will be touring, most of the trustees will be touring it this week, and the two new ones will be touring it, I think, the week after. No, next week, right?
Yeah, those still have to get set up, but yep.
We'll set up the times, but it's a great project for the Village of Cary. Brian Simmons, do you have anything?
Yes, Mayor, just one update. As you alluded to earlier in the meeting, we had the open house for the downtown plan this weekend. I'm happy to report that even with the high winds that we experienced that morning, I think the event was successful and we received good feedback regarding that plan. We had about roughly 50 residents attend and discuss their vision for the heart of our community. For those that were not available to attend on Saturday, I just wanted to reference that the documents that were presented are available on the project's website at downtowncarystrategicplan.com. So if you are interested in the project and viewing what the plan envisioned for the community, you can go to the project website and view those documents. The next steps for that plan moving forward are we're finalizing the actual document currently with the consultant team. That'll be scheduled for review with the project steering committee in a meeting next week. And likely we'll have the final plan presented to the village board possibly in June. So progressing towards finalizing that project as well. Happy with the progress we've seen and the how it's shaping up at this point, but happy to answer any questions there may be regarding that project as well.
Thank you, Brian. Before we go to the future agenda items, I just wanted to say thank you very much for the opportunity to serve another 4 years. I look forward to working with everybody here on the board. Welcome the new trustees. As I've always stated in the past, I'm here to help you succeed and get your vision passed through. I encourage meetings and communication and, sitting down with Jake and myself to kind of see what you guys want to do and where you see the village going and how we can help you get there. There's a lot going on right now, more so than most people are aware, and you're going to be hitting the ground running pretty soon. So I'm very thankful to the Village of Cary and the residents for helping me get here. It was an easier race this time than it was the last couple. So I just really want to take a quick moment to thank Shannon, my wife, and my family for sticking with me and encouraging me through the good times and the struggles. And they are, without a doubt, my biggest supporters, and I thank them for everything that they do. Matthew, thank you for coming down. Sorry I choked up a little bit. I'm usually the tough guy, right? But no, I look forward to the next 4 years and seeing what we could do. And working together with everybody for a vision and for the benefit of the village is my ultimate goal. So helping you succeed will help the village succeed. So I'm here for you guys whenever you need me. Any future agenda items and discussion by the village board? None said. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Walrus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned.
apologies, Dudek,
Oh,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We're adjourned.